Hi, I'm Yutong Liu. I'm an instructional technologist for ATI. Students have questions. Faculty may have limited time to answer. So we are trying to use natural language processing API to build a virtual teaching assistant, Cody, to help. Then students can talk to Cody, ask the questions. Like, hi Cody, what is API? Then Cody can pull out answer from Wikipedia, like API is an acronym for application, programming, interface. We call this answers a global knowledge bank. And Cody also can answer question whatever faculty want. Then you want to give an API a metaphor. So Cody may give a student answer. You can imagine API like a bridge to communicate back and forth between softwares. So we call this a local knowledge library. Look, Cody doesn't exist now. What you see here is a 3D model designed by our student assistant, GC. And our video production team make Cody pumps up on Lightboard. However, we're trying to work smartly with you, understand faculty's needs, and train the model to create a tailor-made virtual teaching assistant, Cody. However, you can name it. Once your student talk to Cody, we probably adopt one of those top speech-to-text API, speech-to-text API. The problem is we test Google's API. We find Google can never ever correctly transfer my voice with Chinese city in English. So Yue, one of our graduate student assistants, working on the codes to detect the wave to correct it. So next step, once we got the test, we connected to a question and answer system, not only just transfer the vocabulary, but mainly focus on the intent of students. So we call this Natural Language Processing API. Finally, it's for our web development team. That's a website we're working on to try to call the Natural Language Processing API to work on our website. Currently, we're using Mozilla Hub's open source. Mozilla Hub is an open resource website-based VR development kit. And also, we're using React combined with 3GS to manipulate a 3D model. 3GS is a programming language to work on the 3D models. So that's basically how the process works. What can Cody do? We not only want Cody talking, we are hoping Cody can execute some abstract action, like rotate a ball. You can talk this way. Hi Cody, could you rotate a Kahoot ball around y-axis about 46 degrees? Suddenly, you notice you make mistakes. You want to correct it. Then you can talk, hi Cody, silly me, I made mistakes. Could you rotate the ball around x-axis about 43 degrees? I'm assuming it will remove a lot of headache of students. Do you like the ideas? Just a quick reminder, Cody doesn't exist, but we are working on that. If you have any ideas, if you want to share your knowledge, just email us through ati-dve@csusb.edu. Thank you for watching.
Hello, my name is Bobby Laudeman, and I'm one of the programmers at ATI. One of the projects that we are currently working on is a nursing simulation, which was created in order to provide a more immersive training experience for nursing students. This project currently uses speech recognition and a keyword search in order to evaluate whether the students are conveying the correct information to the patient. This is what the system currently looks like. All right. These boxes represent the chronological steps within the conversation. We refer to them as conversation states. In this case, the student nurse will be introducing themselves and then going over a COPD action plan, which is a script that we give the students. When the student is talking with the AI, they will be going over all of the symptoms related to COPD. We have broken up the script into 4 conversation states, and these conversation states will be that they first introduce themselves, and then they will go over symptoms related to the green, then yellow, and finally red zones. This system is overall pretty effective, but some of the complications with it are that it can get lost at times. So if somebody says something that is, let's say, out of order with the script, the computer will get confused and it'll just stay within the zone because it's only looking at keywords for this zone. And it'd take a lot of processing power for the computer if we checked keywords for all the zones at once. So that's a limitation for it. You have to say the script in chronological order. And another complication is you have to say the keywords exactly as they are. You can't say synonyms. So for greetings, this is very bad because there are many ways you can greet someone, but we can only check the specific keywords that we input. And so a system that uses natural language processing would be a lot more effective, and we are hoping to implement one in the future.
Hi, I'm Yue. Here I want to talk about natural language processing and its use in education. Natural language processing is a set of computational approaches to access, understand, and generate human languages, which draws on many other intellectual traditions, from formal linguistics to statistical physics. Natural language processing has been involved in our daily lives. For instance, when you use Google or other search engine, you are using information retrieval and other related NLP techniques. There are many other well-known NLP applications, such as machine translation, speech recognition, and question answering. However, there are some tasks that you may not be familiar with. For example, the language modeling, which, given a sequence of words, you want to predict what could be the next word. Or sequential labeling, which predicts the part of the tag of each word in a sentence. Co-reference resolution, which predicts what are the referring expressions that are used to refer to the same disclosure entity. And a relation extraction, which in this case extracts the relation between this person, Steve Jobs, and the organization, Apple. These tasks may look weird, but they actually constitute the foundation of higher-level NLP applications. There is also a variety of interdisciplinary applications in which natural language processing and other AI domains are involved. For example, the image captioning it automatically generates textual description of an image. So how natural language processing enhances teaching and learning? The first idea that comes to mind may be to use natural language processing to help with learning languages, such as essay proofreading and speaking skill assessing. However, we can also use NLP to support course evaluation and design. For example, with the help of sentiment analysis and student comments on discussion forum, we can explore students' opinion on the course and even create personalized course materials. Finally, we can use NLP as a teaching method. And a famous example is dialogue-based tutoring system, which often support speech recognition and question answering. Imagine a scenario that a student is interacting with a virtual tutor of an art class who can recognize student speech and answer critical questions. To achieve this goal, if we look at our diagram of our ongoing tutoring system project, a speech recognizer is included to convert student speech to text, which is then analyzed by the question answering module. The question answering module should know what exactly the question is asking and also the domain-specific knowledge, which in this case, the knowledge of paintings and artists. Let's look at an example of why this is important. Consider the following 4 questions. You may notice that the first 2 questions are equivalent, and so are the last 2. However, question number 2 and 3 are completely different, even though they look quite similar. Also, the question answering system must know some background knowledge of art so as to understand what the night watch refers to. On the other hand, speech recognition has some challenges too. For example, how does it output the correct word for homophones, the words pronounced alike but different in meaning and spelling? Although building such tutoring system or any other educational NLP application can be challenging and require great effort of all of us from different disciplines, it creates intelligent, efficient, and personalized educational environment that benefit both instructors and students.